வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வளமுடன். Be blessed by the divine. Abjiye Samrat. In the past 3 sessions, we have been looking into the first 2 goals of this topic. First 2 goals of sustainable, first 2 sustainable goals of UNO. So these goals, these are all 17 sustainable development goals designed to be a blueprint to achieve a better and more sustainable future for all. These goals were set up in 2015 by the United Nations General Assembly, and it is intended to be achieved by 2030. So we had seen the first goal, no poverty and zero hunger, and we saw where India is placed in these goals. And today we shall see the third goal, that is good health and well-being. Good health and well-being, this goal is to ensure healthy life and promote well-being for all ages. Under this goal, UNO has defined some targets to be achieved by the year 2030, and some targets are there to be achieved over a period of time. So these targets are reduction in maternal mortality and neonatal mortality rate, end the communicable and non-communicable diseases, strengthen the prevention and treatment of substance abuse, including narcotic drug abuse and harmful use of alcohol and tobacco, reduction in global deaths from road accidents, ensure access to quality and essential healthcare services, substantially reduce the number of deaths and illness from hazardous chemicals in air, water, and soil pollution. So these are the targets. These being the targets, the solution offered or the plans for achieving these targets talks about increasing the healthcare services across the world, increasing the availability and access to the healthcare services to all. So when we see this, it reminds me the old saying, prevention is better than cure. There is no mention about the preventive measures or adoption of holistic way to achieve these goals. Also, healthcare and well-being is not only a reduction of deaths and disease, it is also about improving the quality of life in all aspects of one's life. First comes the physical health, then the mental health, then comes the healthy relationship. Swamiji calls it as Udal Nalam, Mana Nalam, Natpu Nalam. When one is able to achieve these three, then automatically one's genetic center gets purified, and then he is able to understand the Brahmanyana and realize the truth. We all experience the reduction of our need for external medication and healthcare services as we practice Swamiji's teachings and philosophy. We are able to adjust with the environment where we are living, and we are able to have a peaceful mind. So Swamiji's teachings will be the only simple solution to achieve the third goal, that is good health and well-being, with a lesser effect, with almost negligible cost, and it is universal to all. In one of the Swamiji's speech, he says that when people follow something over a period of time, when their generations also follow the same thing, then it becomes their culture. Once it becomes their culture, then it becomes very difficult to prevent someone from stop doing it. Similarly, he says that in a family, if a husband and wife starts to practice simplified physical exercise, and if their children start to follow it, and if their grandchildren also uh, starts to practice simplified physical exercise, then it becomes their family culture. And then later on, there is no need or effort needed to teach the simplified physical exercise to their future generations. So they keep doing it automatically. Similarly, if we could teach Swamiji's teachings to the masses and make them realize how it benefits them, and make them practice it and make it as a habit, then over a period, it becomes the culture of the humanity. So this is what I feel is the best way to achieve the third goal, that is well-being and health, good health. You do not know how far this is possible, but I think this would be the only solution. And then now let us take the next goal, quality education. Quality education is to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. And we'll see the targets given by UNO. By 2030, ensure that all boys and girls should have access to quality early childhood development, complete free, equitable, quality primary and secondary education, leading to relevant and effective learning. Then equal access to all women and men to affordable and quality education, vocational and tertiary education, including university. Then the target is substantially increase the number of youths and adults who have relevant skills, including technical and vocational skills, for employment, decent jobs, and entrepreneurship. Eliminate gender disparities in education and ensure equal access to all levels of education and vocational training. So these are the targets. So now let us see what Swamiji says about education. In his book World Peace, we can find many references related to how to raise the children and about education. The verse number 70, 91 to 95 are all related to education. I'll just read one or two verses and then we'll understand what he says. So verse 93, the title is பயனுள்ள கல்வி முறை, education for life. இயற்கையிலே விளைகின்ற துன்பம் எல்லாம் ஏற்க பொறுக்க இயன்ற மட்டும் போக்க, முயற்சியினால் இயற்கை இயல்பாம் சட்டத்தை முடிந்தவரை அறிந்து இடம் பொருளுக்கேற்ப செயற்கை முறையில் எதிர்த்தும் ஒத்தும் வாழ, சிந்தனையை செயல்திறனை பண்படுத்தும் பயிற்சி உடலுக்கும் அறிவிற்கும் ஊட்டும் பயனுள்ள கல்வி முறை வகுக்க வேண்டும். So this is 93, and then 94 is கட்டாயம் கற்க வேண்டிய தொழில்கள். விவசாயம், துணி நெய்தல், சமையல் செய்தல், வீடு கட்டல், இயந்திரங்கள் இயக்கல் செய்தல் தவறாமல் அனைவரும் கட்டாயமாக தக்க வயதிற்கேற்ப கற்க, மேலும் எவருக்கும் எக்கலையில் திறமை ஆர்வம் இயற்கையாய் அமைந்துள்ளதோ அதையும் கண்டு நவ உலக வாழ்க்கையினை எளிதாக்க நாம் வகுக்கும் தொழில் கல்வி அமைய வேண்டும். And then the 95th verse is எழுத்து கல்வியும் தொழில் கல்வியும். 10 வயதாவதற்குள் எழுத்துக்கல்வி பயிற்சி எல்லாம் குழந்தைகளுக்கு முடியும். வாழ வித்தை பலவும் பயில மேலும் 10 வருடங்கள் ஒதுக்கிடுவோம். உலகம் உள்ள அத்தனை தேசங்களிலும் மாறி மாறி அவரவர்கள் தொழில் பயில இடமாய் கொள்வோம் இத்தகைய கல்வி முறையால் யாவர்க்கும் இவ்வுலகம் பொதுவென்ற உண்மை காண்போம். And in his book Prosperity of India, he has elaborated this and he has given a practical way of achieving his views about education. So let us see what he has given in the book Prosperity of India. So first comes education and care for children. So children, they are the future citizens of the society, and it is the primary responsibility of the society to see to it that they are provided with all facilities and opportunities to help them grow into a healthy, intelligent, and enlightened citizens. And education is the process through which society discharges this primary obligation. Hence, all education should be free and every opportunity should be provided to everyone to choose the particular branch of knowledge for which he or she has a liking and aptitude. The real wealth of the country is children, and they are to be viewed as national treasure. Elementary education will start at the age of 5 and will be given for another 5 years. Till that time, the child will be with the parents. When the child becomes 10, then he or she is sent to the residential school where higher education begins. This phase of education will extend for a period of 10 years and will be divided into 5-year junior and 5-year senior course. The residential school will be attached to an agricultural or industrial unit, and the students in the senior course will be part-time employees of these units and fully participate in the productive activities of the unit. The juniors will assist their seniors even though they are not directly involved in the productive activities. After the senior course, the student will spend 1 year in National Defense Academics. Then he will enter the regular employment if he has aptitude. He can join institute for advanced studies, more or less like our present universities. And as a part-time student, he can pursue studies for any length of time. And since he is already employed, he is not a burden to the society. The purpose of education is not merely to provide the future citizens with the means of earning his livelihood, but is to train them physically and mentally and bring out his full potential and help him understand the whole process of life and the purpose of life. So this is currently missing in our current education system. We feel that education is needed only for our livelihood. So with this view, the education can be broadly classified as: first is learning to read and write languages, then learning a craft or trade, and then learning to understand the secrets of nature and appreciate its beauties, and then learning to understand the law of nature and purpose of life so that one can lead a life in harmony with himself, society, and nature. So the first two, that is read and write languages and then learning a craft or trade, will be spent over the first 15 years. That is elementary and high school education, starting at the age of 5 and ending at the age of 20. So here Swamiji proposes a model with 3 languages: the mother tongue, national language, and international language. So he says, by the imprints of hereditary influence and where the child grows, he is able to easily acquire a fair level of proficiency in the mother tongue, and has advantage, and this advantage has to be utilized in providing the basic education for the child. Then comes the national language, which will help the student to acquire proper understanding and appreciation of the country and discover for himself the basic unity among the many diversities present in the land. So this is about national language, and then international language will help him to be in pace with the advancement of science and technology in the advanced countries of the world. So then comes learning a craft or trade. The student will get training according to his aptitude in agriculture, textile manufacture, or construction, or in any branch of engineering and technology. He'll be provided with a complete practical training during the education so that he'll be fit to be employed in one or other productive activities. During this period of training, he will also be given a general education in the various arts and science like history, geography, literature, physics, chemistry, and biology, so that it helps him to acquire a correct and perspective and have a balanced vision. So he gives emphasis on the practical training also. So today, when a student finishes his engineering course and comes after 4 years, he doesn't have much of a practical training, and one needs to uh, learn how to do the actual work. So when the practical training is also there during his learning, then it will be very easy, and directly he can start to work after completing his course. So then comes the third part, learning and understanding secrets of nature. After the school education, the student will undergo 1 year military training. Such a training will inculcate a spirit of discipline and help the student to accustom himself to the community life. He will learn to work together with others as a homogeneous unit in times of crisis. After this brief period of military training, he is free to join his chosen occupation. During the years of employment, if the individual has a taste and urge for higher studies, he can enroll himself in one of the institute for advanced studies. The student can also do research in any field in the institute for advanced studies. So without a burden to the society, he will satisfy his intellectual urge and thirst for knowledge. Learning to understand the secrets of nature and appreciate its beauties will be in the institute for advanced studies. So then comes the fourth part, learning and understanding nature of laws of nature and purpose of life. So the fourth category, learning to understand the laws of nature and purpose of life, it's a lifelong process, and it is possible only when a proper training is provided in these three levels of education. So Swamiji has given a practical way and a method which future educationalists can take up and try to implement in the society so that his vision of world peace can be achieved in a faster pace. Walter Wallenberg, with this I conclude this speech. Thank you.